Oh, another through ball, but this time it's been intercepted. Good piece of defending by Korhani. Gets this ball back onto Ali Al-Atat, who slipped this one through. This time the flag has stayed down. Stewart. Sri Lanka under a little bit of pressure here. This ball coming in. Oh, it's gone in. The equalizer comes.
Well, I was going to say,
it had to happen.
That would be a worry for me about how comfortably they get in behind. You know, that's twice now they've got in behind in that corner. Sri Lanka need to have a good think defensively about getting the distances right.
Well, what will Bob think now? Because it's 1-1 and Lebanon have really converted the early promise that they showed in the first 5 minutes.
Well, it's a great start. I'd have paid to watch this. It's value for money, this.
Absolutely. It's actually the other way around. You're getting paid for this. Well, but that's a great finish. It's a good finish from Akram Moghrabi, simply because he got in there. He wasn't really comfortable, but he somehow bundled that ball into the goal line. That's all that mattered. He wasn't happy, Sampath Pereira. Now a chance for Sri Lanka to once again break, but that's a very, very feeble attempt at a shot from Asmir. Yeah, I was surprised he did that.
Good move, though. You saw a nice little passing sequence. They kept the ball. Interesting to see the captain Madaranga is at the heart of the best things that they do. You know, which is great for us commentators because he's got yellow boots on, and we won't fail to pick him out.
Yes.
And the number 10 up front, as we've already said, Chaina looks a decent player. So they've got a couple of decent players there that can link the play and get them up the pitch.
And he's got long hair, so that can't be bad.
No, and again, red boots. So, you know, it's amazing how the best players like to wear these coloured boots, isn't it?
Well, I can tell you, having done Indian football for the last 4 years, that's not always the case. No offense to any of the footballers who could be watching this telecast. Yes, but extremely exciting beginning. The first 10 minutes yielding 2 goals and lots of action. And it's not like Sri Lanka are holding back, which is the great thing about it. It is definitely a contest here. Never beaten Lebanon before, of course. 2 thumping defeats at the hands of their opponents this evening for Sri Lanka in the past, both in 2001 for World Cup qualifiers. But maybe tonight's the night to change history. Now this is a long ball aimed at Channa. He's done well to keep it in play. Get some support, but not good enough support there.
Well, what a fabulous diagonal from Madaranga there again, the captain. What a beautiful ball. 50 yards diagonal, and he's picked Chaina out there when he's pulled off the back shoulder.
Well, their best players actually play for one of their best domestic teams, Ratnam Sporting Club. And that I'm sure helps, especially with the coordination. And the 2 men mentioned in that, Madhuranga as well as Channa, both play for that team. They are, of course, missing their number 1 marksman. There is a Jayasuriya in football there, Kasun Jayasuriya, who's also played in Dempo in India. He has not been able to make it through to the ONGC Nehru Cup because of an injury. Now Korhani onto Ali Yaqub. Down the right. Abood trying to turn this one back, but it has been picked up there by Channa. This has been slipped through once again for the goal scorer, Mohammad Isadeen. He's got some long strides in and he blasts this one just wide. He had the goalkeeper under pressure because he pulled away from his defense. Once again, the Lebanese defense was stretched at the back.
Great combination play there, Deb, from the front 2. Channa has come short and took the first ball, set it back, and the number 6 has spun in on the second. That's what we call in England up, back and through there. Into Chaina's feet, set back, and then the second striker goes in behind.
Tell you what, this team, they do love attacking down that left channel, so it's going to cause a few problems when they come up against India, because India had some problems down that right flank.
They look to me, Deb, like they've come here to enjoy the night. You know, the way they warmed up, I use the word enthusiasm, you know, the way they warmed up, they're playing with energy and enthusiasm. They look like they've come here to enjoy the night, and they've got some decent players who want to play football. They want to put on a little showcase. My big worry for them is, can they keep Lebanon out at the other end, because they look quite naive in their defending.
Yes, that was definitely the case when they conceded, and even before that they clearly didn't learn their lessons from the early risks that they took in defense. Sampath Pereira, also a former Indian National Football League player with Mohan Bagan.
Well, he must be pleased with the way they've started, Dave, because what they've done is they've shown no fear. They've shown that they've come here to enjoy themselves and they're going to have a go at it, you know?
Well, now this time Lebanon with a lovely series of passes, but just getting himself into a little bit of a tangle once again. Very well done by the captain, Madhuranga.
He's everywhere at the minute. He's running on PP9 batteries, the captain. I think they'll have to change the batteries at half-time. He's everywhere.
And this is the right back, Rahim, who's looked a little bit shoddy at times, just a little inexperienced perhaps. Varakagoda.
But they all want to play, look. They all want to get on the ball. They're all demanding the ball, look. They all want to get on the ball and play. This is a big occasion for them, and I think, you know, they're determined to enjoy it.
Yes, the Sri Lankan team just going through a phase of redevelopment at the moment. They've lost a lot of their players with whom they did pretty well in recent times. Of course, last year at the AFC Challenge Cup, they did play here in India, but they lost out in their group stages itself, finishing last in their particular group, the one which didn't involve India. And since then, they have redeveloped their squad a lot. Lots of these young players are playing for Sri Lanka for the first time in any tournament, and they're keen to make an impression.
Yeah, I mean, a great ball again there from the captain again. Great ball in behind. They keep if you can keep turning that Lebanon back four round, you know.
Well, Rami Moideen seems to have just got a little bit of an injury there, but Emil Rustam will be a little bit worried about most of these forays. And Sri Lanka are showing the value of using the flanks. That's something that we haven't seen any of the 5 teams do all that much in this match so far, in this tournament so far.
Well, if I was Mr. Rustram now, I would be saying to my players, we've got to match their enthusiasm before we do anything else. Because at the minute, they're playing with far more energy than Lebanon are, you know? And I would say, well, let's match that, and then hopefully, you know, we should have better players, and then we should be stronger, and then we'll get on top of the game. But before we do anything else, we've got to match their enthusiasm.
Yes, it's definitely game on after the first quarter of an hour here. Oh, that's a lovely series of passes which is finally found this at the feet of Hassan Matuk, who's gone down inside the box. Nothing given by Rowan. In fact, some scrambling defending working there for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, good covering round there. Good covering round from the lad, because his partner had got beat. And he's covered round well there and got a last-ditch tattle in.
And now a chance to put some pressure with this particular speciality, which has become quite popular in world football, the long throw. Korhani this time looking to blast it back in, but it just goes up and over for a goal kick. Look at this series of headers which got that ball going. Some nice aerial pinball.
Yeah, I mean, that's where we said they should have the edge over Sri Lanka in the air, you know, and it showed there with a couple of little flick-ons. Great covering round there, look, from the number 4. Great covering round.
A bit clumsy the way he went down. Could well have got a yellow card if the referee had been in a slightly stricter mood. But he looked very impressive against India, did Hassan Matuk.
Our friend Chainer there, look, causing problems again in the corner. He's got great enthusiasm and energy again. He's got onto that ball down the side of the defence, and he's kept it, and he's won a free kick in a good position for them.
Yes, well called, Mr. Hall. He's got pretty good technique, and that's really bothering the Lebanon defenders.
I think he's going to be a handful tonight. I think he's going to try and move that Lebanon back 4 around as much as he can.
To give his full name, Ediri Bandanage Channa.
It looks like he fancies the free kick as well.
Yes, a couple of their players who look very impressive. Definitely one of them is this man, the number 10 for Sri Lanka. Poised over the ball, no competition, so it's definitely going to be him. Will he go for goal? Let's find out. Here we go. Oh,
great effort.
Yes, rattles the woodwork. Well called.
Great effort. I think the goalkeeper there is expecting him from there. He's expecting him to bend that into the far corner, and he's got that much whip on it. He's brought it back into the near post. Goalkeeper's done well there.
Well, they're still under pressure, not dealing with this too well is the Lebanon defense. This time they've got a breather because Ali Al-Saadi has been brought down there by Moideen.
Now, that's what I meant early, Deb, when I said they've got to take the game to Lebanon and they've got to press and harry and be nuisances. Now, I know they've given a free kick away, but that's a great example. Look how quick they are up to the ball there. First man presses. He forces the square pass. Second man presses. Here, look. Oh, they're great whip on that, look. Great whip on that. And goalkeeper's done well there. He's aware.
Well, a little more accuracy, and that could well have beaten Elias, actually. Look at that, because he got some good pace on it. Once again, they're looking to build, but this time that ball has been overhit. Channa is furious there with his teammate, who on that occasion was Chatura Gunaratne.
There again, look. See how quick the pressure come, look. Unbalanced him. Well done, son.
Now this long ball sent up by Kohrami, which can cause a few problems, but it has been eventually collected quite comfortably by Kumara. Has he come out of his box? Well, it was close.
Handbags there again, look. Handbags at 40 paces. Lebanon now, look, are starting to know that they've got a game on their hands.
Now this is Ghafoor Rahim, right back, who's so far had a slightly rocky start to this match, but on the whole, the Sri Lankan team looking good as a unit. They work well, they have a good positional sense about both themselves and their teammates. Most of the time their passes find their intended recipient.
They've got a couple of good players. As I say, the captain's impressed so far. Channa's impressed, the number 10. The other striker's not bad either. Looks to have a decent understanding with Channa, the number 6. And yeah, they've started very, very brightly.
So this time again, Lebanon trying to play that same route. I think they're just under the risk of becoming a little bit predictable. But here, Matuk going for goal, but he's mishit it quite badly. He had the goalkeeper off the line. But just as I was saying, Lebanon are repeating the same dose every time. There's just a risk that Sri Lanka will perhaps wake up to this.
Well, Lebanon are not playing very well, but what they are doing is they realise that Sri Lanka are not that well organised at the back, so they're going route one direct every time they get it, and at the minute they're causing problems with it. You know, without having a lot of possession, they're actually causing a lot of problems when they get the ball.
The only thing is, in the previous game against India, they looked at their most threatening when they passed that ball around, when they used those flanks.
Yeah.
That's not happened often enough this evening.
The secret to me is, can Sri Lanka keep them out at the back? Because I think they look quite capable of scoring a goal themselves, but, you know, can they keep them out at the back?
Well, a very, very intriguing battle on here. This is the third game, so 8 more to follow, including the final. And the lip-smacking prospect of watching India in action tomorrow. Now this time a long-range effort which was almost muffed up there. Elias didn't look very comfortable on it. Chatura Gunaratne with that long-range attempt.
But the good thing for Sri Lanka again, that move again, was 7 or 8 passes on the floor. Nice and crisp, nice and precise. You know, that good signs for them.
Yes, clearly, barring the fact that they're not very compact defensively, they have put in a lot of thought about how they need to take the game to Lebanon. They've clearly made notes from India's performance.
Well, they're far happier, Sri Lanka, when they've got the ball. You know, the secret to me when they haven't got the ball is to do damage limitation by pressing early. As I've said, press, you know, be a real pain and get amongst the Lebanon players really early.
The few times that they have won the ball, they have done that. Now this time though, they have possession and they have a chance to build on something. Gunaratne though with a
well played,
slightly inaccurate pass, which was well covered by his teammate.
Well played.
Varakagoda. Mohammad Asmir.
Look where the captain is now again, Dev. He's playing where he likes, isn't he?
Yes. Drops into defense, gets up front, gets those passes together. Looks like a very, very good defensive screen for that 4-man defense of theirs. Now this has been slipped through, but the flag has gone up yet again against Mahmood.
I think they're playing with fire there, though. You know, they only, as I say, you've only got to get it once. You've only got to get it wrong once. Look, that is marginal. That is marginal.